How you doing, everybody? Policing Pips here. It's Sunday night, well, Monday morning now, here, March 11th, 2024, and we're going to do a quick breakdown on how I'm going to go through my Sunday watch list, and we're going to go through it real quick so we have a better idea on how you can do it moving forward. You can see I'm in the dark. I'm kind of being a little quiet. My kids are next door in the other room, so let's just get down to business. All right. So as you can see, I have the NASDAQ chart pulled up. This is the daily. This is the first thing I look at on Sunday morning or Sunday night when it opens up. I'm looking longer term here. Here's the daily, right? We're making new highs since November. New high, we based out, new high, came back to this trend line. Now, since about January, we've been stuck in this little bit of a grinding rising wedge, although we are respecting this upward trend line. You did see a crack and break once here early February, and then now we've continued to rally on. What I was really looking at was how we reacted last week. So I went from the daily, right, still holding this trend line, to today where we seem like we're breaking and holding below that trend line, right? We need to see how the daily closes, but if we look down further at the 4 hour, you can see what I'm looking at from last week, right? You got the higher high here, low, higher low here, higher low there, and then we came into where Powell was speaking and all that. We got this inside week kind of price action, right? The week started over here March 4th. We dipped down, caught a little higher low here, rallied up right into that 18,370 area. We saw really big selling from that 370, a bounce off of this liquidity zone here. Once again, we got the 370. We pushed down some, then we got some of that the NFP paired with the unemployment numbers, which kind of gave us this little bit of a pop of an indecision on whether we wanted to make new all-time highs or not. Obviously, you see we did. We made a new all-time high here. That's that yellow dash line. We made that Friday around 9-ish. And then we'll go into that 30-minute so we can see even better, right? Here's that level, that 18,370, 360 level. Held, broke down. You made that new high on market open on those numbers, and then we proceeded to just continuously sell off the rest of the day. So we made that new all-time high. Fridays in the past, in the few weeks, you've seen follow through on these all-time highs, right? So we're breaking through all-time highs and we've rallied. We've seen that time and time again. This week we got a different story, right? And then once we got back down below that 370 level, we continued the flush. That flush down brought us right back into that daily trend line, and then also we now have this 30-minute trend that we seem to be cracking as well. All of that is coming into play right at our 18,000 even level. So the 18,000 even level has been obviously psychological and important, and you can see we're trying to hold it. We're holding right below it right now. However, we'll see where we're at come open. Obviously, you see I drew up this grand idea of a short here, but this is just purely based on this long-term daily trend line cracking plus some of the information that we're going to get. So I'm going to go over to my my watch list here, right? I drew up all of that information I just told you. I leave that in the chart, and then I just gave you pretty much my idea on why we failed this high and rotate down. So you could read through that. The link is going to be in the caption. I broke it down into that 30-minute level, this liquidity zone, and the breakdown here. Looking through here, we're going to go into our weekly information, right? I pull up this here, I go into our trading economics calendar, and I see what's the biggest information for the week looking ahead. So the biggest information, obviously, you can see right here. Boom. Tuesday, core inflation, year over year, month over month, inflation rate, CPI, all that. What they're going to be looking for is this core number to be lower than it was previously, right? They're forecasting 3.8, consensus thinking 3.7. And in my write-up, I mentioned if you get anything in the fours, 4 point anything, or even right in line with this 3.9, I think you see the market to continue downside and push that pressure to the downside. So that is something that I am going to be watching like a hawk, and so is everybody else. And obviously in my write-up, I wrote up here also that Thursday we have PPI, but that's going to be some more information that you can read through here. You can see all the headlines that I have. This is from Market Watch. You can see I pulled up some of those information here. I've got it from Bloomberg. Traders are on alert for a hotter than expected inflation print. This is the kind of thing that you need to do looking forward, doing your analysis for the week. Stock markets, 2024 bull run faces looming inflation report, right? Just mentioned that. traders are on hot alert. That's the same thing I just showed. And then I said if you trade cattle, I throw a little exotic in there, that the fires in Texas are increasing that potential for cattle prices to go up. So then what I do is I go in and I break down the Magnificent Seven names, right? I give you a big write-up on NVIDIA, and we'll go into NVIDIA here quick just so you can get a look at NVIDIA. So we'll go over to NVIDIA, and you can see we had a huge rally, obviously, all last week, pushing up, just constant all-time highs. Once you crack this trend line here, just a basic crude trend line, you got that initiation of sell-off, right? You got those numbers come out, we pushed all-time highs in NASDAQ, and then NVIDIA decided, let's go for a ride on the downside. So we capitulated a bit here, pushed above, and now we're rotating down. The big thing to watch here is Friday's low, right? If we can get above Friday's low, maybe a little gap up and open, maybe the bulls step back in and push us back higher. That'll get the market to probably cooperate a little bit more up until Tuesday where the CPI comes out. Maybe we hold that 18,000 level due to NVIDIA getting above here. If, in fact, we do not hold this level, I think NVIDIA does start to show more and more profit taking because all these people holding from these lows that have just been making hundreds of dollars on their moves, hundreds of dollars like in price action, right? They're making thousands on thousands of dollars. Once they start seeing price come into here, they know sellers are going to start pouring in, and a rotation back into at least this consolidation zone here down at 800 is not far out of the realm of possibility, especially after you see this kind of price action on Friday. So that's the one name I do want to bring up from this watch list. I think you should just go into the watch list and take a look for yourself. The rest of the names, obviously, you'll see Microsoft. We got Apple in here. And then that's just more information that you can to gather, right? And then this big write-up is saying that kind of what I've been saying this whole time is that the market's more of a duck market than it is a bull market at the moment. And I think that's a clever play on words because the market on top, on the surface, you're seeing it acting the way we see, right? Constant grind, battle, slowly progressing higher with little to no pullbacks. And underneath, you see a lot of these names, not even just, say, NVIDIA and Apple's and all those, but a lot of these smaller names are having bigger pullbacks. And that's what this whole breakdown here will say that, I'll just read you one quick little blurb is since then, the S&P 500 has risen 43% throughout Wednesday's close with a maximum drawdown of 10%, while the average stock in this average index stock that's inside the basket has seen a pullback of 26%. So the bigger pullbacks in the individual names are not leading to the bigger pullbacks within the index itself. So that's what we're going to be watching. As always, we look at the fear greed index. We have ticked down. I think Friday's sell-off kind of ticked that down a bit. Maybe that starts that extreme greed sell-off, flip back to extreme fear, and we'll get back down into the lows. If not, if we tick back up into extreme greed, look for those shorts to come back in. So I think overall we've kind of reached a tipping point here. Overall, as always, we stream on tradecaster.com every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 11. This week is a little bit different because my parents are coming into town. My office will be taken up, but it's okay. We can spend some time with family. We'll be back to a regular schedule next week, but always I'm going to try and do this on Sundays, give you a little bit of a breakdown of what I'm looking at, and then it'll give you an idea of how to go about just kind of doing a quick little rundown of ideas for yourself, right? So as always, we do offer a discount on daytradingcoffeeco.com. Click the link here, click the link down below in the description, and you could use my username, policingpips, for 15% off your order. Like I said, go over to tracecaster.com, make a 7-day free trial if you haven't already, and we will be back streaming on a regular schedule starting next week, but tomorrow, Monday morning, we will be up live. All right, so I'm gonna hit the hay, get up nice and early, and we'll get this started. All right, talk to you later. Peace.